In honor of Father's Day, I want to talk a little bit about my dad. My dad, who unfortunately is no longer with us, he passed shortly after I was born. And, it was unfortunate the story goes, the way he passed is that uh, shortly after I was born, my mom had some kind of complications and she passed. And my dad, his name was Cesar Acevedo. He was very heartbroken over the passing of my mom. That he went to drinking alcohol heavily, and the story goes is that he would just walk around the streets of my hometown in Mexico and just drink every day heavily. Before he passed, he gave me up for I guess you could say adoption to a close family member, and after that he passed away. So I never came to know him, but from what I know about him is that he was a very respected man. He was a loving man, and it's just that he was so heartbroken over the passing of my mom. My mom's name was Petra, and he couldn't bear that loss, and unfortunately he took to alcohol. And if I could go back in time somehow, if I could somehow speak to him and say, Dad, there's God knows what you're going through. um, Jesus can save you from your depression, from your heartbrokenness. And that's what I would do if I could go back in time and just change that. But no, God willing, God God willing that he's up in heaven right now, and God willing, I'll see him someday in heaven. And the family, except this family that took me up for adoption, uh, I grew up knowing them as my true family, my real family, because that's all I was told, and that's all I knew. It wasn't until I was 10 years old that I was told the truth that they were not my real parents, and that I had that I had other brothers. But the dad I grew up knowing, his name was Ricardo Soto. He is no longer with us. Also, he passed away due to a lung disease. And what I know about him is that he was a very quiet man. Um, he would always protect me when my mom would spank me. He would try to just spank me and hit me, get me with a belt, and he would always I was always remember him getting in the middle, in between my mom and the belt, and he would rescue me. And I remember that about him. And I remember the times he would take me walking to have my hair cut, and they would hold my hand and we would walk to the barber. Like I said, he was a quiet man. Uh, he loved to drink coffee. He loved to smoke, and he loved his alcohol too. But you know, that's the story about my dad. And I was able to know him, and God gave me that opportunity to have a dad in my life. And God willing, I'll be able to see both of my dads up in heaven someday. All right, so I want to talk about just very briefly about my fathers, and just remember, if you're having kind of some hard time because you didn't have the father that you wanted, you didn't know your father at all. Just know that we have a heavenly Father that we can rely on in our lives, and He is the perfect Father that we all long for to have. So go to Him through His Son Jesus Christ, and get to know our heavenly Father, and He'll be there for us anytime that we call on Him. All right. Well, thank you for watching.